Politico has acquired a list of cuts that Republicans intend to try to make with regards to the budget. And they're going to go after some things they said they wouldn't touch, like Medicare. And some of the cuts they are going to want to do is going to add to being like almost $500 billion in cuts to Medicare. Now, what are they looking at doing? Well, a couple of things they want to do with Medicare is they want to change it from, it's like a percentage now, like when you have a major uh, operation or things like that done, major procedure, they give you a percentage based on where you're at. And, so they're gonna cover more in areas where it costs more and not as much dollars. They'll cover the same percent, but not as many dollars if it costs less money. They want to make it a one size fits all, and we are only going to pay X amount of dollars toward whatever procedure they're talking about. Now, I'm going to use a simple example. If your procedure costs $50,000 in Iowa, but it costs $75,000 in New York, and they only want to put $40,000 against it, well, there in here in Iowa, you would have a $10,000 bill left over. New York, you would have $35,000 instead of paying a percentage, whether that would be 90% or whatever the number is. They want to do it in like a block style like that. So that would end up saving Medicare some money, but it could end up costing people a lot more money that would normally be covered by Medicare. One of the other changes they want to do is what is called the Medicare bad debt program, basically. Um, and that is when people on Medicare, if they can't afford to pay their share of their medical bill, Medicare will reimburse the hospital a portion of that debt so that they don't lose out on that money. And Republicans want to cut that as well and basically stiff the hospital for the remainder and say, well, get it from the people who can't afford to pay. All that would do is then rise the costs for everybody else, because that's how hospitals do it. If they lose money on certain people, they raise their prices on everybody else because they have to turn a profit. Those are a couple of the changes. They also want to look at cutting some welfare programs, environmental programs. They want to make a lot of cuts. Don't know how much they're going to be able to accomplish because of the margins they have currently in the House and the Senate. It's like 2 votes in the House and 3 in the Senate. Very slim margins. Don't know what they're going to actually be able to get accomplished and if they will agree with themselves enough to do any of it. But they promised they wouldn't touch Medicare, and they lied to you. Big surprise.